Okay, so I feel like nobody really talks about this, but seeing yourself out of the male gaze as a woman is something that has been literally implemented in society and into women's minds since they were little girls. Here's the thing, when we as women grew up, right, we've seen a lot of media, a lot of talk shows, a lot of songs, a lot of like magazines and books talking about how a woman should behave, and that quote unquote her only role and her only reason and purpose is to serve the man, which is completely false. But this idea of women serving the man has always been implemented. Why? Because there's nothing that men in society fears more than women standing in their power, because women are so powerful. That's why they've always tried to separate women, always tried to put them against each other, always this mean girls idea. Not saying that mean girls don't exist, they do, but it's always putting girls against each other, because if girls come together, girls run the world, you know what I'm saying? Like that Beyonce song. Like literally. And I know that some people might be like, what? Like, girl, women are so powerful. Do you understand that women are literally the embodiment of divine power, of divine creation? What do you think a woman has a womb? Hello. Literally the center of power, the center of manifestation, creation. Women are so powerful and so beautiful, and I've already talked about this and I could talk about this forever. But the point is, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to advise, if you are a woman and if you've been experiencing the fact that you might see yourself out of the male gaze a couple of times and you want to fix that, then I'm going to give you some advice, because this is something that is so subconscious that you might not even realize that you're doing it until somebody calls you out, or until you see something that really resonates with you and you're like, huh? Wait a minute, you know, because that's kind of what happens. So I'm gonna give you 3 examples. So the first example could be when you're dressing up or you're putting on your makeup, whatever, you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for the compliments that you're going to receive from men. So subconsciously you're getting yourself ready to receive compliments from men. Right, that is the first example. Second example is when you are behaving or acting a certain way that doesn't really align with you, but you know it's what men like. So if you are, for example, you might not be a super bubbly person, right? Not saying that men only like bubbly personalities, but you understand what I'm saying, like this little bit more clueless, like whatever. You might not be like that. Like you might be really like, girl, I'm intelligent, like I know what I'm talking about. But when you get around certain people, you might be like, oh, like I don't know. You know though, but you know though. but you know though, but you study though. But you're smart though, right. And this is not to be confused with being shy and being nervous, because that's not seeing yourself. That's fine. It's fine to be like nervous, and sometimes when you're too excited, be like, oh, I don't know, like whatever, because that's a confidence issue, girl. that's a confidence issue. That's not male gaze. That's a confidence issue. But what I'm trying to say is, when you behave and physically act a certain way around men because you want to please them, that is seeing yourself out the male gaze. What was the third example? Right, the third example is when you are at home in your own private time, but you're still behaving and acting as if there was some kind of male audience that you need to please. As if there was some kind of male audience that is watching you and that you need to perform for. There is no performance here, but if you're still performing when you're at home in your own private time, as if there is some sort of male perspective and audience that you need to feed, because you need to be quote unquote sexy and hot all the time, even when you're doing things such as cleaning or picking something up, then that could be an example of seeing yourself out of the male gaze. And this, like I said, is not something you should shame yourself for and be like, oh my God. Girl, it's something that when you realize that you've been doing it, you can be like, oh, I'm done with this now. Like, I'm ready to see myself out of my own perspective, out of my own eyes. And that is bringing me to a kind of metaphor thing that I wanted to say is like, you came into this life seeing yourself out of your own eyes. So why would you think that you need to see yourself out of the male perspective? You already came to this life with your own 2 eyes, seeing yourself out of your own perspective. Then there's no need to see yourself out of anyone's perspective. Male or not, friend or not, family or not, you should always see yourself out of your own perspective, because you came to this life seeing yourself through your own eyes. This is your life, this is your reality, this is your mind, this is your body. So you see it how you choose and feel aligned to see it for your highest of good, right? And so how do we break that pattern? How do we break the thing, and how do we stop seeing yourself out of the male gaze once you've understood the fact that, okay, you're right, I came to this life seeing myself out of my own eyes, let me lock back in, right? So after that, when you are, depending on what kind of example that you're experiencing, let's say you're getting dressed or whatever, then you ask yourself in your mind, is this something that I want to wear? Is this making me happy? And I know that in a lot of cases when we're getting dressed, we think about what other people are going to think about us. Like, oh, like I want to wear this sparkly dress, or I want to wear this whatever. No, I just thought about the meme that's like, I like to wear sparkly dresses. Okay, make sure that you're getting dressed in a way that makes you feel comfortable. Make sure that when you're getting dressed, when you're putting on your makeup, that you're doing it for you and not because in your subconscious mind, in the back of your mind, you're still thinking, wait a minute, would this be acceptable? No. Am I accepting this? Do I like this? Do I approve of this? Because you are already beautiful. So when you're doing your makeup, that is just enhancing the beauty that you already are. When you're putting on your clothes, that is already enhancing the beauty that you already are. The temple that you have is blessed and is wonderful. The clothes need to fit you. Clothes is just material. They need to fit you. You don't need to fit the material. Hello. Don't go the other way, okay? So that's what I wanted to say. But also, like, the key to breaking out of this perspective is to see yourself from your own perspective, to check in with yourself when you are with your friends, when you're acting a certain way, when you're getting dressed, just making sure that you're being aware of yourself sometimes, being like, wait, am I acting out of character, or is my body feeling tense around certain people, around certain environments, or when I'm saying or doing certain things, when I'm dressing in a certain way? Because your body will always tell you when it's not comfortable. Just want to say that. And also, I am very well aware of the fact that not everyone has 50 pairs of shoes just lined up at the door. Not everyone can just open their closet like Barbie and just have a whole walk-in closet. I understand, okay? Not everyone has 50 pairs of jeans and so many shirts and dresses, whatever. I understand what that's like. I know. But I pray that there comes a day where you will be able to go to the store really, really soon and just go buy whatever makes you feel happy and comfortable and makes your inner child just jump with joy, and you won't have to look at the price tag with so much discomfort and fear. And I would also advise you to look into money mindset and having the fear of money, because sometimes when you grow up in a lack of not having enough money, you fear having money, because when you have it, you think it's going to go away, so you hold on really, really tight. And I just want to advise you guys to look into like money mindset and stuff like that, because you want to make sure that it's not, blocking your abundance from coming in, because money is not something that is limited to only a certain type of people or only a certain amount of people. No, it's accessible to you as well. So I wanted to say that. But if you are in a state right now where you only have a couple of shirts, only a couple of clothes, like only a couple of jeans, whatever, then DIY it. So if you have like hair clips, or if you have like, I don't know, necklaces, whatever, something that you can find at home, DIY it, make it your own, even if it's just a little bit. Try different clothing, like make your shirt like go this way or something. We can always try different things. Tie it up, I don't know, try something new. Because like I said, I really do pray that there comes a day where you'll be able to go to the store and just happily buy whatever you want to buy in a way that is aligned for you, okay? That it's not going to break the bank, that it's going to be blessing the bank. Let's say that, okay? Let's say that, okay? So that's what I want to say with this video, and I wish you guys a happy life. And honestly, just as the last message, because you know me, I gotta motivate, so I gotta motivate the girls. We never know the day when we're gonna leave. Like, we came to this earth not knowing when is our exit. So I think that it's important to just like live your life for you and fill up your own cup before you ask anybody else, oh, do you guys want some tea? Like, girl, do you have some tea? Fill up your own cup first, and then you can also ask other people and fill up their cup, or fill up their cup that should already be filled by themselves also. Because being with people who fill up their own cup is going to be so, like, that's just what it's meant to be. Because if you are with people who have like empty cups but like their tea can is full, girl, why not pouring that in? So what I want to say is pour it up into your own cup, and when it's overflowing, then you can ask the people that also give love to you and care for you, hey, would you guys like some? You understand the metaphor? Great. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing weekend and Easter, and that the Easter bunny blesses you with a bunch of blessings and happiness, and that you enjoy chocolate, and unless you're allergic. So yeah, have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and just remember that the clothes are not like something that you need to make sure that you're fitting into. Girl, they need to fit you, okay? It's a material. It can be fixed, okay? It's meant to be fixed for you. You don't need to be fixed for the clothes, okay? Continue on. Goodbye. Have a good day.